Whatever you think you can do or believe you can do, begin it. Action has magic, grace, and power in it. Yeah. Morning from this foggy Sydney morning. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Guys, it's been so long. I did take a break after doing the first 8 weeks of the book just because so much was going on in my life and I just couldn't give it my due focus. Now I'm ready to come back. I've been journaling again. It's really helpful to be in Sydney, and my trip to Sydney was actually because of the Artist's Way. I found like I kept journaling like, oh, I really want to go to Sydney and see some theatre. I really want to go to Sydney and do this. And now I'm here. And I guess the good thing about the morning pages, and Julia Cameron talks about this as well, is that you can only write something down so many times before you actually do it, or you stop thinking about it, or you take action. I felt like in my morning pages I kept writing down like, oh, I love music, I love singing, and I was like, why did I get back into singing? Like, it was such a big passion of mine. So I've been singing again. You never asked once, no, you never asked why. But I've just noticed so much more confidence in myself, not being scared what people think, not being scared if I fail, because that's just a part of the process. I had a bit of a realization this morning when I was doing my morning pages about the artist dates and why they're always a solo expedition. It's quite tempting to invite other people on your solo artist dates. Like, often I'm like, oh, okay, like I want to catch up with this friend. Like, I think a big reason as to why the artist dates are solo is because I'm sure I'm not the only one that's ever had this happen to them, but when you go and see a play or a movie or a piece of art with a friend or multiple people, their views sometimes taint your own views of the art. I guess the reason you do it solo is you don't have anyone else's opinions on it. Even though it might be a bit awkward going on them by yourself, it's definitely worth it, and I think you get more out of the art. Also, the weeks that I haven't done an artist date, I find myself so starved creatively. Like, I think as creatives we need to see things, we need to have inspiration, we need to travel, we need to get out there, we need to be doing things, because that will enrich our practice and the art that we create. I think if you're forcing yourself to be creative and you're forcing yourself to produce something that never works, like, it will happen on its own. So having all these realizations why I need these things in my life. Wow, I think I'm coming to you from one of my most favorite artist dates I have done so far in the Artist's Way. This has just been incredible. I'm currently at the Enoggera Reservoir, which is in Brisbane, and I went swimming. I read some of the Artist's Way. For many, work is the block of choice. Busy, 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 busy. They grab for tasks to numb themselves with. I just relaxed, I chilled out, but I have wanted to come here for so long, and I often work on weekends, and today was one of the first days that I had off in a really long time, and I chose to come here, and I'm so glad I did. I feel like recently I found myself becoming more comfortable doing things on my own, and last night I saw a play all by myself and I just didn't even think twice about it, and it was such a fun night. Honestly, I've just been like letting things flow, and you can't really tell when creativity strikes. Like, I did this skit the other day, which I think I talked about with my friend Emily, and that honestly just came out of a sentence I wrote in my morning pages, and we created this skit. I think it's really funny. Creative U-turn exercise was so tough. A creative U-turn is when you're kind of given some kind of opportunity in your life, but you're like, no, no, not now, not now. And so you do U-turn and you go backwards, and you have to write down your own creative U-turns. And there's one where she's like, now write down the one that absolutely kills you, and it was so hard to write those down because I feel like I've had a few like where the universe has been like, okay Rachel, here you go, because of fear and, you know, timing and work getting in the way, I didn't do it, and that sucks that I have those. I'm feeling really at peace and loving today. So I've deleted Instagram to kind of help protect my artist, and I found that it's been really good because I'm not really comparing myself to other people as much, and I can use that time that I would be using for Instagram and social media on reading or journaling or spending it with people I love or doing things I like rather than just comparing myself to other people.
Something the book talks a lot about is little baby steps you can make every single day to help your creativity. And I thought I'd put in a list here of some of the things that really helped me. I think to be able to create, you have to be getting the most out of your life and you have to be kind of living your best life in a way. And I think there's a great quote by Anton Chekhov in there that's, if you want to work on your art, work on your life. And these are some of the things that help me do just that.
Is to doing things outside your comfort zone. I'm currently at the pool because I did my first ever swim squad this morning, and you might wonder why that has anything to do with the Artist Way, but in my morning pages I kept talking about wanting to do a triathlon. I don't know where that dream came from or where that thought came from, but Julia Cameron talks a lot about swimming and how like it's really good for artists because like there's no distractions or anything. I was so nervous. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be so bad because I'm sorry, swimming is so hard. Like, how do people do that? But I actually did fine, and I'm so proud of myself. Like, I did my first ever swim squad. Yay! Hey guys, coming to you from an artist date. I went to a cat cafe. You gonna say hi? None of them really seemed that interested in me. I'm sure this is teaching me something. It's so funny whenever like I try and film myself talking about the Artist's Way or just film something for this little documentary that I've got going on, I'm always like, oh, it looks so bad, or oh, the lighting is terrible, or and it's bad enough to like make me not want to do it, and that is totally fear. If I was to always worry about what I looked like, this video would never have been made. And it's just so funny that even in this little project, like, I think these things. Guys, I've just finished the last page of the book. I'm not gonna lie, it did take me longer than the 12 weeks it says it takes, because I had some serious life stuff happen, and it's difficult to write and do things and create when you are experiencing those things because you want to run away, you don't want to confront it, and the morning pages kind of forces you to. I think some of the biggest changes that I've noticed in myself is just a greater, more like zest for life, you know? Like, I think the book is so encouraging, and Julia Cameron has this like wonderful way of just being like, you know what you want, listen to that, listen to what the universe is telling you, listen to what you're telling yourself, and go fucking do it. And in turn, I feel like my spirit has just been better, and my creativity has been better. Every day, I feel like I'm just becoming the artist that I'm meant to be. And I thought I'd maybe reflect on some of my favorite moments from the course. I've always said that the jealousy page or the jealousy essay was really good. And a lot of people are surprised when I tell them I get so jealous. I get so jealous about like other people's artistic achievements. And I think especially these days with like social media and Instagram, and like it's really hard to get out of this mentality. And she even says like jealousy tells us that there's only room for one actor, there's only room for one person, but in reality there's so many different places we can go. Also, I liked the week about honest changes, which was in week 4, which kind of was just talking about like baby steps you can make. And I think sometimes doing the artist way and doing things like salsa dancing or going swimming in lakes or reading your favorite plays, eating your favorite food, going out with friends, going out with people. Like sometimes it can feel a bit like, is this really related to my creativity? But it is, because it affects your well, and it's like doing those things will affect what you produce. To even bookend the series, I bought this poster that I'll show you now of Rick Astley, and I put it in my room because I like it, and it's, to me, it's like a creative, fun thing that I have. So I would recommend this book. I think it was like $20, guys. Go out and buy it. And I feel a really nice sense of camaraderie with my fellow artists. If you're out there, if you're doing what makes you happy, good on you, my friend. I'm there with you. I love you and I am supporting you. And I think God is referenced a lot in this book. And whether you want to think of it as like God in the sky or just the God that gives us creativity, the God that gives us love, like where does that come from? Like that's how I view it, kind of. And I think it's love. I think, yeah, creativity is love.
We've only just begun to live. White lakes and promises, a kiss for luck and we're on our way.
We've only begun.
Before the rising sun we fly, so many roads to choose.